first is the need to promote real black economic empowerment in terms of ownership in the mining industry through ESOPs, which are employee share ownership schemes, and community trusts. The second is the need for community development agreements to replace what I think are very inadequate social labour plans which currently exist under the Mineral Petroleum Resources Development Act. And the third, and this is something I haven't said before, and I think it would obviously require quite a radical overhaul of our company law, is for South Africa to look at the German two-tier board system, where the supervisory board is made up, in some cases, depending on the size of the workforce, half of that board is elected by the workers. The supervisory board oversees the management board, which runs the company. And that is a model that's existed in Germany for many, many years and has been very, very successful. The management board is the executive of the company and contains the company's executive directors. But the supervisory board is a non-executive board, and it exercises oversight over the management board. But the interesting thing is, under German company law, and this has certainly existed since 1965 and may well have done so before then, the supervisory board's consent is required on certain matters deemed by the company's articles of incorporation to be of fundamental importance before the management board proceeds. And in order to override that, a three-quarter vote, shareholder vote, would be required. So the supervisory board is not just ornamental. But the interesting thing to me about the supervisory board is it enshrines in German company law the principle of employee codetermination. So it effectively involves the workers and employees in the management of the company. And depending on the size of the workforce, the supervisory board can be made up of 50% worker representation. And I think, given the environment in which we find ourselves post-Marikana, it is something which we should seriously look at. Is if social labour plans were working properly in this country, people, mine workers in Marikana, would not be living in the appalling conditions in which they're living. Deal with community development agreements, because I think they are something we need to look at quite seriously as a way of replacing our social and labour plans. These have become very much in vogue in West Africa, that they ensure the transfer of social and economic benefits to the community. So basically you will not get a license until you have a community development agreement. And what it effectively does is give the community a stake in mining operations and really bring about a sense of shared responsibility. Essentially what we need to do is ensure that government, business, and civil society create and develop new and innovative ways in which the benefits of South Africa's economic wealth, and don't forget we're sitting with a $400 billion GDP in this country, can be more evenly and broadly shared so that the disadvantaged members of society can be uplifted. And that is an imperative not simply of our constitution, but of the society in which we live. And quite frankly, if we don't do so, as Marikana has so poignantly reminded us, we're going to find ourselves in serious trouble. But if we do so, I think we will have a growing and much more inclusive society, and most important of all, a much more successful mining industry.